Hello. Okay, it's early in the morning. I just woke up. Going to be talking about Colin Kaepernick and Nike. Everyone knows about the situation. Now, straight to the point. People are burning their Nike, the Nike products that they've purchased, and it's pretty foolish and silly because they're going to lose. They're going to lose. Nike has done something really smart, really, really smart. What Nike has done, they've tapped into Nike has tapped into the hearts and minds of the future. They've calculated everything, the hearts and minds of the future, and the hearts and minds of the future is going to look back to today. So that Nike are not thinking about now, they're thinking about 10, 20, 30 years and beyond. Because they've sided with Colin Kaepernick, and Colin Kaepernick is going to be considered to be like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, Muhammad Ali, Gandhi, Nelson Mandela. Now, the reason why it's such a genius move is that no company has aligned themselves with anybody who's been a rebel that's fought against the system, that has stood out. No company has aligned themselves with anybody like that. They've always aligned themselves with the mass majority of people of a country or the world. So this is a real rebel move. Now Nike, it prides itself of saying that just do it, go against the odds. When everything's against you, push yourself, look within. All these type of things that not the company does. It's just what the sports people do. The sports people that they sponsor and align themselves with. That's what they really do. Nike don't do it. They're just tapping into what they do, the sports people do, and they use that as a brand to capture people's feelings, and they make them and these people are heroes, and they are, they co-sign it over what they do. So, think about it. Every corporation, if they had a time machine, they would love to go back to 30, 40 years and align themselves with Martin Luther King. They would love it. They would be fighting to get into that time machine, to go back to the time when everyone was persecuting Martin Luther King, where he in the media was against him, on radio, television, they were all against him. Right now, we look at him as a hero. They were against him. They couldn't stand Martin Luther King. He was the most. Oh my goodness! They hated him. All right, that's why he fought against all the odds, things that weren't popular. And now you can't say a bad word about him. If you look at Muhammad Ali, we love Muhammad Ali. He's the legend. Wasn't a legend back in the days when he was fighting against Vietnam and stood up by himself and lost his title. No one really cared. But now, my goodness, you don't think these companies would like to go back and align themselves with these people? You don't think? Oh my goodness, they would love to, because now the time's gone on, and these people are considered heroes. So what Nike has done is just captured that moment, and they're thinking not now. While everyone's talking about everything now, they don't care about what's going on. You can burn whatever you want to burn. Nike doesn't really care. They're just thinking about, we could use this forever. So even they could pay Colin Kaepernick 100 million. Yeah, they're going to make billions for utilizing this standing with somebody against the system, standing against the one voice, standing with the one voice instead of, the popular culture, or so-called popular culture. Because, funny, I'll say this, popular culture, African Americans are the most popular culture in America. They've always been, through jazz, R&B, rock, the way they talk, the way they walk, the way they dance, the way they dress, the way they sing, the way, they're just so prominent within in American culture. But they're also the most downtrodden, and the people that have been marginalized and disenfranchised from opportunities. So to align with them is a smart move, because You don't have to look, but companies got to look back and think, well, who dominates culture? African Americans dominate culture. So the youth that are coming up, who are they listening to? Who are they dancing like? Who do they want to be like? They want to be like African Americans. So what they're going to do is that's going to be the future people that are going to be purchasing our products. So we need to tap into them because we're thinking long term instead of tapping, into a couple of like people from some small, like, I don't know, all white towns that don't really penetrate anything in culture, don't really capture, people are not following people from Utah or, people from little areas in America. No one really cares about them. But no one even knows too much about these little areas that people are. And I'm not saying they're all from America. Some of them are from New York and different places. But no one's following. They're not capturing the culture. So if you're a business, you tap into the culture and the disadvantaged and the people that are standing up for the weak. Because if you don't, because this culture's changing. If you don't, in the future when we look back, we're going to say, well, Nike, you didn't do anything. When NFL cut him out, what did you do, Nike? What did you do, Nike? What did you do? But Nike's like, no. We did this, we stood. we absolutely blanked NFL and we stood for the right thing. And that's all they need. And they can able to milk it. I can actually visualize in another 20, 30 years, an old advert with like, well, remember this. I hope someone remembers this. An advert with like sportsmen in the future, and then they've got this talking about standing up for yourself when everyone is against you. Very similar to what's now. And they're going to have an old man, and you know who that old man is? It's going to be Colin Kaepernick in another 30, 40 years. And they go, when no one stood with me, Nike stood beside right. It's going to be something like, just do it. Yeah. So everyone's going to go, oh my God, there's the legend guy, Colin Kaepernick. I predict that 30, 40 years time. Yeah? Most definitely. They're going to be pulling Colin Kaepernick out and say, hey, when the revolution is happening, they're going to be like they sided with the revolution. Still revolutionaries, still buy our products. Even though Nike have got sweatshops and they don't care about anyone. But anyway, that's all I've got to say on the matter. So well done, Nike. Very, very smart business move. Very smart business move.